I'll get drop, okay?
Boost drop. What the fuck is jump that? Havada vurdum adamı oğlum.
If you guys are looking to buy and sell CS2 skins and
Shadow'da. Hemen şöyle tetesi.
Eline sağlık abi.
Eyvallah.
Electric one.
Elect dead.
One
Elect
more
dead.
there.
One more.
Nice. One teammate dead. Sandwich. Sandwich one.
Sandwich.
On the wall.
Oh, you killed.
I'm holding. Nice. Nice and Taurus.
Thank you.
One lurker should be short, bro.
Yeah.
Last one HP. Last one HP long.
I'm running from long, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, it's first.
Flash B.
B.
Don't die.
Nice.
Nice.
Hear me.
One of them is offing. Nice, that's guy offing somewhere.
Tunnel,
Bomb
tunnel.
stump.
Tunnel.
Okay. Nice one.
Nice.
Two on one.
One more lit from kitchen, I think.
One guy will be close.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Your mate accepted this.
Wait, don't die. Wait.
I'm gonna be close. Car.
Ready?
Close and stairs. Stairs.
Stairs.
Stairs.
Stairs short dead.
Top stairs.
Pushing stairs. Stairs mid. Both mid. Gonna do it.
Left your channel.
Holding jungle.
Nice.
door.
How much door?
One main.
A main and one door.
Flash, I'm blunt bro. Side close.
No.
Yeah, last forklift.
No.
I think in smoke.
He hide in forklift. No. Side level.
Nice. 3 B oldu.
Geldim. Mota
Smoke
patlayalım.
connection.
Bakıyorum. Bırak çıksın bırakıyorum bırak.
They going B?
Yeah.
No. Nice.
I'm coming.
On speed.
Bomb.
Flat.
Nice. Sounds good.
Pushing. Pass it over middle behind you. Pass it over. Boom. Look at the flashes this. Come to Papito.
Bro I take lower. From left side. Okay. That lower. That one more lower. Upper up.
Nice.
I'm A long. Okay, I got it.
Mid.
We can be library.
One ups. Shadow. Short.
Library.
Short.
Library, David.
Apps and library.
Nice. Library.
Nice.
Two out A.
One more.
The small short.
Other one. One more.
One HP.
Nice.
One aim, man.
One going door. One blind mid.
One is.
Camping back aiming. Two people.
Wow.
One was door. It's probably A. Oh my god, nice. Reddit. Hello. Deploying flashbang.
I have the best flash.
Let's drop a rush I think.
Throwing fire. I swear.
I can flash ramp.
Wait,
Jump.
we do it.
Flashing.
Boom.
Up, one up.
It is slope.
2 is low.
One dead low.
One more.
Two more. One more.
One more low.
Not B. Maybe rush B. Maybe rush B, guys.
I can smoke you first. Let's be.
Yes, 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 it's B.
Okay, fuck.
Nice.
Nice.
No, fuck.
One more.
One more. One more there.
That's it.
And now.
Nice. One short.
What? Nice. One more.
One low.
Bench, bench, bench.
Oh.
Go planting. I've go.
La 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 la. Habu 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 habu. Habu 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 habu.
Let's roll.
Oh. Why you do me like this? 1,000 now. Positive. Fucking ability. Wow, I'm fucked. Oh. What's this? So many fucking hacking bots. Many hackers, holy fuck. What is this fucking... Fuck is it? Holy, look at those hacks. Holy fuck. How did I not kill him? Ah, got him though. spot. Wow, there's no escaping. Literally 3 monkeys near me spawned. Fuck. Oh. Oh my lord, I can't beat aimbot. Fuck. Fuck. What did I just die by? Oh my fucking god.
Over you. I flash
Forward,
city.
forward. One city.
Planting.
He's jungle and stairs. Jungle and stairs.
Nice.
Thank you.
One more side.
One side.
Gonna
City
be.
dead.
Maybe one is big house. We need to kill this side guy. Yeah,
One Tetris, maybe sandwich, slope, I don't know. Slope. Go planting.
holding slow.
Defuse, please. Defuse, please. Boys.
I don't have kills.
That connector.
Go clear, A house maybe.
Okay, I'm
A
watching.
house, A house.
Take. Defuse.
Great house.
Please.
Get this one.
Wow, 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 wow.
I can boost you upside.
There, one more hit.
What are you
suicide.
dropping?
That's suicide.
I use drops the good stuff, man.
5 minutes so long. We don't need to do anything.
That is liquid gold, man.
Close one.
How many?
2. 1 minus 40.
Don't die.
It's gold, man.
I'm on the cross now.
Close.
I have.
We can boost.
Was
cross.
most
I
then
think.
copy and slave.
Cross one guy, but he.
Hey, Ram.
Yeah, here one guy safe.
He's low.
Cancel.
Go to Steam, Settings, Interface and opt into Steam's beta update. Restart Steam and your settings page will now have this new game recording tab. You can now configure it to automatically record your gameplay so you'll never miss a clip again. While it will record any Steam-based game that you play on, Counter-Strike 2 is special because it's one of the games that Valve has already hand-configured it for. After you've played some gameplay, you can either load up Steam's Screenshot Manager, or if you're still in game, open up the Steam overlay and you'll see the timeline of everything that's been recorded so far. The blue timeline is in different colours for whether you're in game or in a menu of some sort, so if you're the OCD kind of person who's always checking the scoreboard, then you're going to end up with a very messy looking timeline. Oh no. And don't forget this bar down here. It isn't always obvious where in the timeline you're currently viewing, and you might think it stopped recording mid-game, but actually you're only seeing the older bit of the timeline. So just scroll across like so. You can click on these markers to hop to highlights like the start of rounds, when the bomb gets planted, when you kill a bunch of enemies, or even when you kill yourself. You can also add your own markers to gameplay using the Ctrl F12 shortcut, like if you get an awesome ace that you want to remember to record off later on. Just don't forget about it because by default it will only record the last 2 hours of footage, though you can set it up to 9999 minutes of footage, which works out at almost exactly a week of constant recording. But don't do that unless you have a very large storage device. Once you've done some gaming that you're proud of and want to keep, you can then easily select the footage you want to keep, like so, and then export it as its own video file to share with friends, or more likely, to sit in your downloads folder until you accidentally delete it in about 2 years' time. Good news is, you don't need to know any more about it than that. Go on and have fun with it. Valve have configured this feature to work at acceptable settings by default. Great for the people this feature is intended for, and for normal people. But I am no normal person, so for the rest of this video I'm going to investigate this in excruciating detail and explain why I will be slowly killing your PC. Who's
This is why you don't surf after it rains.
If any of you guys watching this video surf, then this is some information that you need to know. The video you guys just watched shows this guy doing something most surfers know not to do, that is surfing after it rains. You can see from this frame his board is covered in this brown substance, and when this wave hits him, the water is also filled with this substance as well. Now, after some research, I found out that you're not really supposed to surf after it rains for around 72 hours, and this is because there could be harmful bacteria present in the water. This is of course because rain, when it falls, is going to end up flowing downstream into the ocean, and it's going to take the bacteria with it. Most of the time what you're going to have to worry about are sewage runoffs and fecal indicator bacteria. These, if you accidentally ingest them, can cause gastrointestinal illness, otherwise making you sick. According to this guy's video, he was saying that he was swimming in an algal bloom, which is also not a good idea. We've covered that in past videos.
This is why you don't surf after it rains.
If any of you
Today I'm in London to go to a coffee shop that serves a £265 shot of espresso. That's $335 US in modern currency. And it will be, in my 20 years in coffee, the most expensive cup of coffee I've ever bought. And you might have some questions. Why would I do this? Why is it so expensive? And is it going to be worth it? So what I figured we'd do is have like a little whistle-stop tour of London on the way to the coffee shop while I answer those questions. And the first one is, why would I do this? Well, turns out when coffee shops put really expensive cups of coffee on the menu, the press write about it, and people send me those articles. You know, coffee's usually cheap. How can it be so expensive? Is this worthwhile? Is it ridiculous? Is it absurd? Well, I've thought about it, and I think there are 3 reasons why a cup of coffee might be very expensive. 1, scarcity. There's only a very tiny quantity of this particular coffee produced, therefore getting to taste it is a rarefied experience. I guess the laws of supply and demand apparently say that should make it very expensive. A good example from the past would maybe be something like Kopi Luwak. Its supply was pretty constrained, got very expensive, but Kopi Luwak is kind of a whole other thing, and we did make a video about that. 2 is competition. This is typically where the coffee industry itself has driven the price up, usually through something like an auction. The Cup of Excellence is a classic example of this, where the coffee roasters, they really want the coffee based on its taste, and they've bid the price up and up and up until it's become very expensive. A great example from the past would be Hacienda La Esmeralda when it first brought Geisha to market. Or 3, preparation. The coffee might have been aged a certain way or brewed in a way that's kind of convoluted or complicated that has really added to the cost. So once you go down the coffee rabbit hole and you realize that the more you're spending on your coffee beans, the better your coffee brews are tasting, well, then the more you may be tempted to buy one of these really expensive cups of coffee just to know maybe how good coffee can be. And so what I want to do is make a series of videos, one about each of those reasons coffee might be expensive, and kind of give you an idea of what you're going to get for your money. So we've come to the relative calm and quiet of Green Park, so I can tell you a little bit about the coffee that I'm going to be drinking, because it is very interesting. It's expensive for that first reason, scarcity. This is a coffee grown on the island of Okinawa in Japan, and to be honest, I didn't even know Japan grew coffee. Now, it's from the Nakayama estate, a small farm there. It's a typical variety. Luxury coffee bar, and they have a menu of special coffees. Typically, it's kind of island coffees. There's Jamaican Blue Mountain on there, there's Kona, there's Helena, of course there's some Kopi Luwak, and at the bottom there's the Nakayama estate, which is what I'm going to go and order. Now, we did contact them and say, can we film inside? And they said no, which is totally okay. I can totally understand having a lovely place and not wanting some loudmouth YouTuber with a camera coming in and disturbing your clientele. So I'm going to go inside, order some coffee, bring it back outside, and we'll talk about it. Do you know, I don't know what I was expecting. So the first thing I should acknowledge, the barista has an impossible job, because the idea that something could be sort of worth £265 from a taste perspective alone is kind of impossible. What I'm buying, what I'm going to taste is experiential. It's kind of wider than that. Let me talk about how it tastes though. You can smell that it's a natural process. There's some kind of fermented, dried fruit smells on the nose. The cup is very nice. Got a gold spoon as well. Give it a little stir. It's pulled a little bit more as a lungo, which is good. Yeah, okay, lots of dried fruit. It reminds me of a natural process, first and foremost, rather than kind of a coffee from a place. It's kind of a kind of process aroma so far. Let me taste. Way more acidity than I was anticipating, in a good way. This is relatively low-grown coffee, and so I expected less acidity. It's juicy, it's bright. I don't know if it tastes distinctly different to other coffees I've tasted, where it has like a Japanese quality to it, whereas, you know, with say Ethiopian coffees, you can taste them and know that they're Ethiopian. It's a well-brewed shop, barista did well, really nice barista in there. Shout out for being very hospitable.
Let's roll.
God damn. Flanking. Oma!
We will make them regret this day. Grenade out! Flashbang!
Hospitable and accommodating to our difficult requests. It's a little dry in the finish. Actually, nice texture. As it cools, there's a touch of woodiness in there maybe? Like you can sort of detect a little bit of that lower altitude.
Oy.
Let's go, my brother! Throwing fire! Flashbang! I'm planted. Bomb has been planted.
Oh, wait, I lost that. Oof.
university Duck was going to go to and what career option he found. Dark, except for the flickering of screens. It's instant noodles and teenage boys. Keyboards clack, computers work. There's occasional yelling, but nobody's arguing. Everyone is in their own world. For many across the country, this place, the Internet Cafe or Wangba, is home away from home. As the country grows wealthier, internet usage increases dramatically, especially among the young. Teenagers spend more and more time in 24-hour Wangba, and their parents, who were raised before the country's tech revolution, just don't get the appeal. How could their kids be more interested in World of Warcraft than getting ahead in school, playing sports, and even dating? Parents are growing seriously worried. China is an increasingly competitive society. Many see good grades as the only ticket to a successful future, and the internet makes more and more negative headlines in the country. Teenagers setting a deadly fire to an internet cafe for being denied entry. Teens apparently
Holy!
the dying of exhaustion after 20-hour sessions. A moral panic over the dangers of the internet is emerging. In 2005, a Beijing judge states that over 90% of crimes committed by under 18s were because of the internet. A pretty wild guess, considering that at that point, only 10% of the nation is even online. By 2006, the Central Committee of the Communist Youth League proclaims that internet addiction is a severe social problem that could threaten the nation's future. Code. Start coding creatively and finally master Python. Or if coding is not your thing, there are countless others in 2013. Duck.
No, I messed this up. Fuck.
Finds himself in an enclosed compound. Officially, Duck's camp is called a vocational school.
I was required to take in the formal routine, waking up in 7 a.m., There's morning exercise, which is like jogging, marching pace around the schoolyard, which is kind of like it's like boot camp slash private correction facility. These guys.
At these places, internet addiction often acts as a type of catch-all umbrella for undesired behaviors. Behaviors these institutions aim to correct. All across China, parents fed up with their kids will orchestrate kidnappings and deliver them to drill sergeants and dodgy psychologists. Luckily, Doug is not in the care of Uncle Yang. He'll never set foot in room 13. But that doesn't mean this new school of his won't scar him for life.
And they explained to me, you're here because your parents think you are on the edge, that you need to be sent here to...
God bless Puma.
correct your behavior.
He doesn't know how to feel about the fact that his parents sent him here. Are their family problems really grounds for getting locked up?
I feel angry, I feel helpless, and I wanted to run, but at that point I was still shocked and too confused to know what's going on. I thought, like, where is this place? Why am I here? I asked them, can I leave? They said, you're not free to leave, and don't even try to run, because when you try it, we will tackle you down and you will be watched 24/7. And I was like, okay, I don't want to suffer any physical damages, so I just complied to whatever they said. I just followed exactly what they told me.
Doug describes the school as 5 stories high, barricaded by a tall green gate. The compound is surrounded by a 3-meter wall topped with iron wire. Inside the facility, Doug quickly becomes absorbed into the grueling, repetitive activities. While we couldn't independently verify all of the details of his particular camp and experiences there, his account is very similar to the many testimonies of other former detainees of similar camps. Doug describes an ongoing cycle of military-style drills, mandatory therapy, and pointless lessons where the teacher would just hit play on the VCR. Like any prison, the food is terrible. And as Doug describes it, hygiene standards are also questionable. Though the detainees are constantly doing exercise, they're only permitted 1 shower per week. He has no contact with his family, his friends, or the outside world in general. Doug is surprised that not everyone is a teenager. Some are as young as 6. A few are in their mid-30s. Those who aren't minors were, according to Doug, also delivered by an abduction organized by their families and the school and find themselves incarcerated for dubious reasons. This happens at other facilities too. Doug quickly discovers there's a pecking order amongst the detainees.
Students that's been there longer, who is more acquainted with the rules, putting forth some kind of discipline on other students, and the caretaker will turn a blind eye on what is actually happening. So there is a lot of bullying, there's a lot of physical abuses happening, especially when you are new there. They will try to discipline you.
He says that guards would encourage kids to physically keep each other in line. At one point, an older detainee struggles to keep up with the demands of the drills. As punishment, the caretakers forced other students to drag him around while running. There are ways you can gain approval from the guards, however.
There are Stockholm syndromes, so everybody is trying to win the favor of the caretaker just in exchange for better conditions. For example, you get certain privileges, so you can get more food when you're at the canteen. You get to skip the regular routine to help out in the kitchen. Just like that. So at a certain point, there's one guy who is, I think he started this trend by giving the caretaker like a back massage. So everybody just kind of follows him, like, hey, would you like a massage? We can give you that. Unfortunately, I was one of the followers of this trend.
The overall experience was deeply traumatizing, but Doug sees some merits in it.
I was there mainly because of my disputes between me and my parents. So I was lucky to got a very experienced therapist assigned to me. So we have in-depth exchange. It helped a lot. I think that was the only part that helped.
Overall, he considers himself lucky, if in a cynical way. His experience was brutal. Kids were beaten up in front of him, psychologically abused by former military guards/caretakers. He was locked up without contact to the outside world for 4 months against his will, none of his friends even knowing what happened to him. But of all these lucrative, poorly regulated camps that sprang up so quickly, his was way less extreme than others. Especially compared to what Uncle Yang was up to. The psychologist Yang Yong-sin, good old Uncle Yang, is claimed to have been concerned with the effects of internet addiction as far back as 1999. Back then, computers were rare in China. Uncle Yang's son was very excited to have this new toy that not everyone else had. But then his son started spending more hours playing games than studying. It grew into a problem, and for Uncle Yang, it was clearly something that needed psychiatric support. He started lecturing about the dangers of the internet, which resonated with more and more parents as more and more of their teens got online. In 2006, Uncle Yang was granted a wing at his local hospital to set up the first clinical treatment center for internet addiction. In contrast to Tao Ran's focus on military-inspired discipline, Uncle Yang's approach emphasized medication. He developed a psychiatric treatment that he called brain waking. Both approaches were generally viewed favorably at the time, and both boasted very high success rates. Fighting the internet demon opens with the praise that Uncle Yang's methods were unusually effective. It claims that even the most addicted and rebellious teens would emerge from this treatment room completely cured and apologize to their parents. And for the parents who missed the documentary, there were also frequent commercials running on TV that sang the clinic's praises. By 2009, nearly 3,000 young people were treated with good old Uncle Yang's brain-waking method. First, the patients are forcibly delivered or tricked into the center. Then, their parents are prompted to sign an agreement that relinquishes guardianship for the duration of the treatment. A typical treatment lasts 4 months, costing nearly $900 per month. The average monthly salary in China at the time is around $400. That plus high penalties if patients run away or if parents decide to end the treatment before Uncle Yang proclaims the patient as cured. Brain waking consists of a total detox from the internet, morning lessons, exercise in the afternoon, and a combination of antidepressants, sedatives, and traditional Chinese medicine. The morning lessons are essentially public humiliation sessions, where the patients are collectively criticized to the soundtrack of dramatic music and their sobbing parents. All of that, and frequent trips to Room 13. Room 13 is where the patients are administered Uncle Yang's very special treatment that made him famous. Only patients are allowed in, no parents. The patients are told that if they tell anyone about the method, the treatment won't work and Uncle Yang will have to start over. With the calm conviction of a man who believes he's fighting a holy crusade, Uncle Yang attaches electrodes to the patient's hands and temples. It doesn't matter that he's not licensed to administer electroshocks. He's fighting the good fight. The children's minds are unclear, so he needs to use microcurrents to clear them. A mouth guard is inserted to prevent the patient from biting off their tongue. Then, a skull-rattling shockwave of electricity is shot through the electrodes for several minutes at a time, over the course of about 30 minutes. In the rare, last resort cases that electroconvulsive therapy is still used nowadays, a shockwave is usually sent for just a few milliseconds, or maximum 1 minute. The patient is under general anesthesia and shouldn't feel any discomfort. Not so in the care of Uncle Yang. Here, the pain is part of the treatment, and the shockwaves are often several minutes long. Former patients describe the pain as unimaginable, like a needle inserted into the brain, but far, far worse. Sometimes a shock was said to leave burns. One teenager, Teng Fei, reported to The Guardian that he was given ECT dozens of times in 6 or 7 sessions over the course of just over a month. When he tried to escape Room 13, he was given another 30-minute round of shocks. Teng Fei told his parents about the ECT, who promptly removed him from Uncle Yang's treatment center. They were fined, but glad to have their son out of the clutches of a mad doctor. Other parents were reportedly also concerned with the methods used, but allowed the treatment to continue so that their children would be released more quickly. The more you complied with Uncle Yang's methods and admitted you were wrong and sorry, the sooner you would be considered cured. All Teng Fei wanted was revenge on Uncle Yang. He went online and wrote about his experiences and connected with other victims. In these circles, Uncle Yang became known as the Monster Killer. The online outcry spread fast. Initially, the Chinese World of Warcraft community was in uproar. A wildly popular protest machinima was released, which also criticized censorship and narratives of internet addiction in China at large. Criticism of Uncle Yang then quickly made it to mainstream media. Public perception of his methods shifted and started to be deemed acceptable.
Have a good the habanero Tabasco hot.
Oh what? Oh what?
That's enough. That's enough. That's way more than enough. That's way more than enough. Oh boy. Okay, and I'm going. Is the 9 million Scoville heat unit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Instant heat, it's like fumes. Oh god, it's the first bite and I didn't even take a big bite. I'm drooling. This is the way. This is by far the worst I've ever had. This is the worst I've ever had. Okay. I can't see straight. Oh my god. I've never had extract before in my life. Instant regret. I'm trying to describe what and then it felt like someone took a blowtorch with lava.
네, 어떨 것인지 한번 먹어보도록 하겠습니다.
자연의 힘으로 솟아오르니까 백산수는 살아있다. 천지차이 백산수. 좋으면 됐어. 무언가 되고 싶기보다 어떻게 살고 싶은지.
아침에 수영장에 갔는데 수영장은 브이로그에서 브이로그 지금 생긴다고 하니 몇 달째인데. 이렇게 버터로 이렇게 터치를 해가지고 하나 구워주시나 봐요. 신기하다.
My name is Jessica.
Thank you. 약간 감동했어요. 와, 이 비주얼이 이렇게 걸려서 나오는 거 제가 처음 보거든요. 제가 조금 이따가 해달라고 부탁을 드렸어요. 안심부터 한번 먹어볼게요. 따뜻할 때. 잘 먹겠습니다. 이거 소스 이렇게 날린 게 그냥 소금을 이렇게. Thank you.
May I take a picture?
Dessert? Dessert? Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Please.
Can I get a picture with
How dangerous?
Lucid dreams are when you know that you're dreaming while you're asleep. You're aware that the events and scenario that you find yourself in may be surreal or irrational, but at the same time, the dream feels vivid and you feel fully conscious and aware, therefore able to control your own dream actions and in some cases, your dream surroundings. That said, there are altered states which resemble a lucid dream, where one is conscious and in control, but lacks the ability to alter the actions of other people in the dream, indicating it may be something other than a dream. While a dream is a figment of one's own subconscious mind, if there's a consensus reality where we're interacting with other consciousnesses independent from ourselves, then it's not just a dream, but another plane of existence. Some call this the astral plane. There are techniques in which we can train ourselves to wake up inside of our dreams, effectively inducing a lucid dream state, meaning we become aware that we're dreaming, and then collapsing the dream, meaning the projections from our subconscious fall away, leaving us in the underlying reality without the dream narrative. One of the authors that wrote on this subject was Carlos Castaneda, an anthropologist born in Peru whose writings helped usher in the New Age movement in the 60s, starting with a series of books that describe his training in shamanism, particularly with the group whose lineage allegedly is descended from the Toltecs. In one of his books called The Art of Dreaming, he takes the reader on a journey of the soul based on 6 years of meditation, where he reveals that there are worlds existing within our own that can be visited through dreams. According to Castaneda, there are 7 gates of dreaming, or obstacles to awareness, which when overcome, yield total awareness. He discusses 4 of the gates in his book. The first gate is about stabilization, which is achieved by focusing on something, such as your hands, in a dream. One should then shift focus on something else, then return focus to the hands, repeating this several times. The second gate is arrived at when objects in a dream start changing into something else. This level is crossed when one is able to fall asleep without losing consciousness. It also refers to the activity of dreaming together with other practitioners. The third gate is often known as an out-of-body experience, when one can control the dreaming body in the physical realm and move around at ease. The fourth gate consists of being able to share the intended dream reality of other people. One has to have gathered enough strength into the dreaming body through the previous gates in order to travel to other people's dreams. having sold more than 12 million copies in 17 languages, his critics suggest that they're works of fiction. But he's not alone in his theories regarding altered dream states that extend beyond an exclusively subjective experience.
Hello, I am Jose Mourinho.
Dream telepathy, as the name suggests, is the ability to consciously or unconsciously communicate with fellow humans while sleeping and in a dream state. This concept of dream telepathy is not a new one. Over the years, many famous scientists have tried to understand this mysterious phenomenon, such as Sigmund Freud, who attempted to understand the implications of dream telepathy on psychoanalytical thought. On multiple occasions, he accepted the influence of telepathic ideas on the human thought process. Carl Jung believed in the telepathic hypothesis without question, and even developed a theoretical system to explain paranormal events of this nature. It was none other than Nikola Tesla who once said, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all of the previous centuries of its existence." According to Dr. Stanley Krickner, professor of psychology at Saybrook University in California, a wealth of anecdotal and clinical material exists which supports the possibility of telepathic effects occurring in dreams. However, an experimental approach to the topic did not become available until the psychological laboratory technology became available. It was discovered that sleeping research participants awakened from periods of rapid eye movement activity were frequently able to recall dream episodes. As a result, it was possible to request a telepathic receiver to attempt dreaming about a target stimulus that was being focused on at a
찾으시
distance
저만 하면
location
오늘도
from the
상관없잖아.
telepathic sender. In the mid-1960s, Montague Ullman began a series of experiments to test if humans could be made to dream selectively about randomly picked material. In other words, they could choose what they wanted to dream about before going to sleep. And this could include anything from artwork to movies to photographs and more. Soon after these experiments began, people all across the world began to take interest, and the experiments required that the sender and receiver, who were made to meet just before sleep, were then made to sleep in separate rooms, so the telepathic sender had an envelope waiting for them in the room in which they slept, and it would contain something like a picture or a drawing, and the receivers were then purposely awakened shortly after their REM or rapid eye movement sleep began, so the researchers could take a dream report. And these experiments continued for more than 10 years, and they yielded significant results. There is in fact some level of dream telepathy even among total strangers. Although we're still not able to articulate how and why the telepathy works, there's convincing evidence that the phenomena exists. The study of quantum physics has shed light on the vast interconnectedness of everything in the universe. So one possible explanation is quantum entanglement. For example, consider 2 electrons that are created together. If you send one to the other side of the universe, the other will allegedly respond instantly, regardless of their distance from each other. This is one way of interpreting how everything is really connected in some way. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. So, with the growing understanding of subjects like quantum physics, we've discovered that there are vast interconnections between almost everything, or all matter in the known universe. But we're still not able to understand exactly how 2 minds, or seemingly separate consciousnesses, are somehow connected in dreams, where reality seems to occupy another dimension, or one that is different from the reality of the waking world, yet shares a quantum interconnection. The topic of quantum entanglement is at the heart of the disparity between classical and quantum physics, and the subject has progressed considerably since 1935. when Albert Einstein first published on the subject, where he argued that the description of physical reality provided by quantum mechanics is incomplete. Later, however, the counterintuitive predictions of quantum mechanics were verified in later tests, where long-distance communication between objects exceeded the speed of light, which, according to some interpretations, demonstrates an instantaneous effect regardless of spatial distance. Of course, there's other forms of testing which is not made public because they involve elements of consciousness that certain intelligence agencies of the US government prefer to keep secret from the public. It's well established that the Nationalist Socialist German government of the 30s and 40s did extensive research into the occult, allegedly acquiring advanced
나갔어요? 오! God damn!
Oh my god. Got stomped on. Oh my god, the average rating of my -5. Fuck. Not even possible. How did they literally give me a team consisting of 4 other guys who are all negative rating? Is this even possible? The other guy on the other team is 7.8. So they basically have 3 guys who's in the positive rating. 1 Chinese guy that's -11 rating. With all my team, -2.9, -1.8, -7, -6. Fuck off. Fuck off. Suck my cock. Dog shit. Fucking. Damn! This motherfucker on the enemy team is gold Nova 2 while we're all silver. This makes these.
On CS2 today, we are going to open up 1,000 Phoenix cases and 1,000 Vanguard cases. We're going to compare which one does better. I'm going to do 300 Phoenix, 300 Vanguard, 300 Phoenix, 300 Vanguard, and 400 Phoenix, 400 Vanguard. And like, we'll compare along the way. That will be each part. This will be 3 parts because the Steam spending limit. And this is a big CS video. I mean, I haven't done a big case opening like this where we just open up cases in a while. So hopefully we have some pretty good luck. And we do have a very, very nice giveaway.
Let's roll. I'll stay here. Let us go.
Bitches with gold no. 8 rankings.
We will make them regret this day. I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang.
Two middle. 1A, 2 middle. Push.
for this video as well. So let's just search up M9 Tiger Tooth. There you go, bro. Big knife. Like how many golds and reds and stuff.
Oh, how many golds and reds?
Minimal wear.
I was in two universities. I was in my first one, and I was at the regular one.
In a second. I went 4,000 dry again as well. Like,
dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Awesome pink to really brighten.
Holy! Oh no.
My day. The color of it felt like the AK cartel did not change the color.
Wait, really?
Okay, then I'll...
And then I clicked. I thought it was maybe mid-wear. Alright. Well, the Phoenix cases. Is that? Oh, card again. Well, hey, this case within 40 cases though, it's kinda hot though, I'm not gonna lie. It's kinda...
Let's go! Throw in the flashbang! Flashbang! Throw in the flashbang!
Holy. Did I just die from?
Hi. So what? I said something a little Gmod battle scarred battle.
I thought it was funny how no one knows what him is talking about.
the hell, man?
Let's go, let's go. Smoke. I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang. I'm throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing fire. Throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing a flashbang. Smoke! Counter-terrorists win. Forward! Throwing a flashbang. You will all die.
No way.
Counter-terrorists win.
Jesus. Priority right now is to play the opposite side of where the
Now is the time.
obviously don't following me.